Hello everyone, this is Schultzy, and I will to bring you some information. Black Ops 2. Yes, I know this is not even Call of Duty. This is the enemy of Medal of Honor. All I was gonna say was the fact that they pretty much lifted many bans and NDAs on people. Sorry, I was not one of them with Black Ops 2. But honestly, from what information I've been able to comb through, that they've added new modes, and the biggest thing they were doing, they said for people who were starting out in this game, playing these games, is that the first 10 levels you can play against bots and you can rank up on the first 10 levels. And I have to say, that is a very good idea for, not just for rookies, but someone who just kind of want, if you want to blitz the first 10 levels, and kind of get your feet wet. So honestly, you don't. Also, some people are saying that, oh, it's great because your kill death ratio and your stats will be a little bit higher and whatnot. And you know what? I could care less on my stats. I'm here to have fun. But you know what? I understand that actually is not a bad idea. That is something I do feel is a pretty good idea and a good design. Not per se the greatest thing, but it's like, it's a good design thing. I don't see it will be abused, but honestly, as a whole, I think that's a great idea. That their whatchamacallit, you can also just play against the computer. You can also have a team of players just play against the computer, and actually that's a good idea where it lets you to have kind of a more casual event, and it has game modes attached to it, so you don't even have to have people you know. You could just actually just straight up play against the computer in a public matching. And honestly, these ideas of doing that is a good idea. It worries me because it kind of puts out that there might be an actual significant problem within Call of Duty, and to be it lag, compensation, balancing issues, and the only way that we can balance it is by having shit ton of you playing against bots. And honestly, that bothers me because it kind of, to me, points out that there might be some significant problems, but I can't say anything until I actually see the damn thing in the wild, because I always say that you can't judge it just by what people say. You have to let it in the wild for a little bit, and and especially with multiplayer, and see how that flies and flows. But as a whole, in theory, that's a great idea. Great idea to kind of let people play that. And honestly, I do feel it's very good for a casual audience, that there is a lot of people who play Call of Duty casually, and it lets them pretty much play the game without getting their stomped on. And it honestly lets you pretty much, if you want to, just kind of have a warm-up session of curb stomping bots, and you can actually modify the bots. And this is a great idea. I've truth be told, I was surprised that this was being done, but it's a good idea to kind of do it for everyone. Yes, this does push Call of Duty more and more into the casual area for anyone to pick up and go. But you know what? This is something that must be done for everyone to enjoy it. And honestly, there is nothing wrong to make a game for everyone. But they also, it does seem like that they're making it for everyone, but also not ignoring the hardcore. Whether this is true, we'll see once the game is released and has some significant time in the wild. But as a whole, okay, I understand. Great idea, great theory, probably actually really well thought out. And the fact that you can do modifications, every little things, and there's also, it sounds like there's LAN. You can do LAN type of networking, so you don't have to worry about connecting internet connectivity. So this is something that the MLG had petitioned through Modern Warfare 3, and they refused to do it. And honestly, Call of Duty and Treyarch and Activision knows which side of the bread is buttered to make sure your audience is happy, to appease as many people as you can, and your hardcore audience. Smart move, well done. I'm not really sold because I was burnt out on Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 by all the problems that they both gave initially, and I'm more or less, I have to see the product. I can't make my decision until I get my hands on it for a very long time. Also, the fact that Black Ops 2 Zombie mode, honestly, it's it seems to be taking cues from Left 4 Dead, having this large open world and stuff like that. You know what? I don't know what to say on zombies. I'm not a super huge zombie fan, and don't you dare scream at me. I have no right to make criticism on. I'm not a big zombie fan, mainly because it just the design seemed to be always just to kick you down and make you lose. And you may say, oh, yeah, that's how it's designed. You're always going to lose. But it was just how it seemed to be. You're taking advantage of glitches or problems or AI patterns and doing just having these people run around you. It bothered me. It's a fact that you can't make a great AI in these games. It's very difficult. Ouch, that sucked for him. But no, but it was like little things like that, honestly. I was hoping for more flexibility in what to do and everything like that. But it's like the zombies, they also, biggest thing is they let you that you can start out at any round you want. And you know what? I kind of like that idea. Because if you're oh, you got up to this level and you have to quit out, but you want to start back up there, good idea. I think that's a smart move. It lets the audience, if they want to do it, though it'll raise some questions in the future, because honestly, they are giving you more control over that. They also claim for the PC they are supporting mods. They claim that. As I said, I'll say this again, I have to see it first before you can promise me the world, because they did say, oh, they wouldn't do this. They promised dedicated servers on the previous editions. One of them took it away, and little things like that. And I understand that you can't do everything perfectly, but okay, fine. But it was just the fact that there's a lot of potential. The Black Ops Zombies, honestly, yes, I think that was my most played mode, mainly because any problems, lag, and whatnot were negated through that. Ooh, man, I do suck. But no, it was just that, honestly, little things like that I feel that support the game for the community as a whole, be you hardcore and casual, which I'm kind of glad they're doing. Now, I'm losing my Call of Duty feel because there just seems to be so many problems left and right. Black Ops will probably negate a lot of them, but not enough in my eyes to make me a complete convert to them. But that's just me. So don't worry, it's just me, don't worry, it's just my opinion. It doesn't matter, but it's a fact that I'm so cautious because I've been burnt out several times. But also, going furthermore, is that honestly, these changes of massive control, playing against bots on lines with random people and people all together, that is a great idea for the larger audience, because I know several people who don't like playing with their friends. They actually hate Call of Duty. They suck at Call of Duty, and they said that, you know what? They like this idea of having bots to play with the buddies, even random people, just to have a relaxing, fun environment. And you know what? This is pointing out that Call of Duty is not so much more of a game anymore, it's more of a social phenomenon like Facebook. And I have to say that I'm not super excited about that, personally, but that's a great idea. As a whole, as a game, and turning it into kind of not just making a social phenomenon and stuff like that does give the game a lot longer legs as a series, and it allows changes to take place because it now can cater to multiple people in multiple ways, and in catering to just a wide demographic, they kind of can appease the hardcore, and the casual that are having their ass kicked in can go, okay, let's just go online and play bots and have fun in playing against bots. Honestly, that's probably their smartest move of this game. Even if it's a total piece of crap, I'm not saying that it is, but even if it turns out to be a total piece of crap, you have the ability to fight bots, and that alone can easily, probably for a lot of people, make the game last longer and have more fun, because honestly, if you have to worry about lag and stuff like that, what's the problem about facing bots? You can actually kick some ass and have to worry about being the punishment of lag and stuff like that. And you know what? That's probably the best thing that they're going to do is this bot mode. Now, honestly, it appeases to everyone, and it appeases to me that where I just want to play around and goof around. But when I have a problem with lag compensation, and I don't care what they say, oh, we took it out, it's still there. But it was the fact that when they're doing this to appease people who even get mad at the game, that is probably their wisest move. It's pretty much, I feel this Call of Duty is an appeasement that, oh, we've made all these mistakes, see, we're making better, see, we're making better games. Whether that's true, that they're making an actual better game, they're just making sure that they can honestly brush any problems under the rug and have anyone have any other modes to shift to, because honestly, what saved Modern Warfare 3 for as long as it was before it turned to a piece of pile of crap was the fact that they had so many game modes and they had so many silly and goofy game modes to let people play to actually take advantage of. Because honestly, what was it? I can't even think of all the game modes, but the community ones were just playing around drop zone and whatnot and zombies. Whether they were great or not didn't matter. It was the fact that whether the game was great or not didn't matter. It was the fact that you actually had all these crazy modes just to goof around and have a silly time, and that's what saved it. And these modes are kind of what Call of Duty has realized as a whole, that if they can't solve the problems, and there's so many problems that the game is pretty much busted, that you're pretty much sold a broken game, and millions of people buy it on brand recognition alone, proves my point that it's these modes. It's the modes that are going to save it, and this is the big. That's all they've been doing, is the fact that they've been putting this goofy, silly, lighthearted modes in there, and these are what's been making the game. I know this is going to piss people off. Tolerable. Honestly, I've been playing Call of Duty pretty much since the beginning, and you know what? There's been a shit ton of problems since the beginning, but each one, until it turned to a regular seasonal thing, they did fix their problems. They did their best. Now with all the more technology has gone up and stuff like that, they've kind of screwed around with their stuff. And you know what? I understand that, honestly, to save the problems, all they're doing is putting modes, and they're putting modes that are for fun. They're putting fun modes in, so honestly, it loses its competitive edge and has it as a more, I think the person put it, beer and pretzels. But pretty much it's more this goof around, let's pull it out like a party game, get drunk, shoot some things, and have fun. Man, that does sound redneck, doesn't it? But you know what? If this is what people want to play, if this is how they make Call of Duty still sell well, and honestly, if it does help, if these ideas, if done right, help the industry as a whole, I have no problem with it. I just have to say is that the basic information is you have more control, more open actions for the casual audience. Whether or not I feel that's great for hardcore gamers, the Major League, they're trying to appease everyone. Will they? No, but you know what? They're making it good for them as a company to make it last as long as possible and push it, and that's kind of the only good thing about this. It will force people to try out other games if they've gotten tired. Ouch. If they've gotten tired of it, it forces people to try other games out. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel that's a good thing, that even if Call of Duty does with all its problems, it forces people to say, you know what? I want to try this game out because I'm tired of Call of Duty. It's giving me all these problems. I think of all that, that's the best thing that Call of Duty can do. Even if it fails, it will force the market to change. Because honestly, it's at its saturation point. I don't think it's going to... Even if it sells more, I don't think it's physically has been going downhill from all these problems. And you know what? These modes are the last vessel of these games to survive. These mode types and game types are what's pretty much making the game have an actual extended life. And I do feel that this is what we have to as a community just think, is that these games may be all these problems, but these game modes are what's going to make this game fun. And this is actually what I do believe what most Call of Duty fans have been waiting for, is this zombie mode. That they've been waiting for the zombie mode to goof around, have fun, and just have this silly, wacky time. And that they learned that they have to do that, and putting all these game modes and letting you customize your game modes as much as you want. And this is in the main game and the main things you do. That is what they're doing, and these are the stuff I have knowledge on. And I hopefully you enjoyed my rambling, my little information. Please tell me what you think. Sorry that I gave you Medal of Honor gameplay. I'm and stuff like that. I like to say thank you, everyone, and good night.